Life is hard, but you know what's harder? The Alatreon. Monster Hunter has historically been quite a difficult game, and it presents a very important question. Is the struggle of man really worth it? Well, here's my telltale version of it. My very first wall came in the form of a vicious black dragon. Alatreon is an elemental black dragon. It has mastery over the elements, so if you try to cook with it, it would freeze your balls off, scorch you so bad that you'd take a lava bath in a volcano, drop down a couple of tsunamis on you too, hit you with the magnificent Elder God's thunder, and Lord, oh Lord, if you try to clutch claw during its thunder dragon phase, Godspeed. At first, Alatreon seemed a little controversial to me, adding itself to the repertoire of the legendary Black Dragon category within the likes of
Fatalis
and the ever so forgotten Dire Moralis.
What the fuck is this?
With its abrupt entrance, I didn't really know whether it truly deserved my respect or not. Little did I know, I was about to hit a wall faster than Ezra Miller trying to save his reputation by playing The Flash. I'm pretty sure that's a reference. The blazing black dragon was my very first Monster Hunter wall. You know, that very wall that every hunter in this game has encountered. Hey, go away, you're in another video. Cover you some other time. We've all been there, the feeling of hunting a monster endlessly just to fail at the very end. Over and over and over again. But let me tell you how this began. Going into the fight with the elemental blazing black dragon, I at first felt very confident in my strides. Unknowing of its moves or even the elemental toppling or the breaking of its horns, I was not familiar with any of its mechanics. All I knew is it had a big bang. I had no respect going into this, thinking that this is just gonna be a flash in the pan. And as an invincible, goated worst Monster Hunter player of all time, I really thought to myself that I'm gonna cook this boy. I was wrong. I was not familiar with your game, Mr. Alatreon. I apologize. And I hear you at the back saying, oh, Alatreon's easy, son, Johan. He's like a walk in the park. Yeah, sure. The only problem is me. It's a skill issue. Even after going at the quest several times and being sorely defeated, there was still enough reassurance in my heart that I can still very much do this. Like a roach that had just survived the fallout, I just kept coming back. The strategy I partaked against the Alatreon was very much equivalent to like bashing my head against a hard concrete wall that had adamantium coating and a soft layer of vibranium just in case someone cracks a dent on it. I mean, if the price is sanity, I'm fine with it.
The price for it will be your life.
Hunters, you got that? Hunters, you got that? Hunters, you got that? Hunters, you got that?
This mother nature loving.
Kansas.
Okay, this plan was obviously getting me nowhere. And instead of brute forcing through Alatreon, I began to realize that I had to put on my learning glasses, drink some humility juice, and actually fucking learn the game.
Why are you doing this? Why are you?
And normally people get better after their very first try, right? They become acquainted with the moves, they learn the pattern, they understand the abilities and the timings, but me being an absolute specimen, I just get worse. My track records kept getting worse and worse and worse. It was a downward spiral of crack and the juices of Betelgeuse Romaniconti. Alatreon himself has some very sharp moves that punish you by wasting more time and drawing out your impatience. He isn't exactly like Primordial Malzeno with a 160 combo counter or
The Fatalis.
with his one-shot harmless tail twingle sweep that pretty much kills anything and blows up half the fucking castle. He's just built different.
I'm built different.
In fact, he was a lot easier. The primary issue tackling Alatreon is he required me to use half of my brain. Which, for me, let's be real, was like climbing Mount Everest on a wheelchair.
Yep, we are absolutely cooked, Chad.
I rolled, I hit, I ran, but at every turn, I found myself slipping into the slightest mistake, and that would be enough to tumble back down to defeat. He had my number on speed dial. Since the Alatreon fight is partially an elemental gimmicked fight, I thought an icy advantage against its fire form would yield me some results, so it was time to put in the aggression.
That man should be arrested.
It didn't work. I ran it back, over and over and over. Time itself was coming down on me with every haunting failure. Is this it? Is this finally how it all ends? Is Alatreon truly that unbeatable? Am I just this bad? Where's my dad?
Is it possible to learn this power? Not from...
There was a sliver of me that just didn't want to go through this torturous realm anymore. But I booted it right back up because I'm a masochist. Against Alatreon, I just couldn't even seem to get past that 15-minute timer. However many topples, even horn breaks, I found myself at the mercy of not only my stupidity, but the wrath of the elemental torture it rains down.
Nobody can stop me, nobody can hold me, nobody control me. I'm coming! I'm here to do my thing.
Its screeches began sounding like my rotator inside the oven. And every time it made a noise, I thought my PC fan came off.
Oh, for real.
My patience for the fight was dwindling. Stuff was getting downright bad. Could I even take on the Fatalis if my ability is impeded here? Was I really the ultimate Monster Hunter veteran that saved the village from the Akantor? What about all those virtual 14-year-olds cheering my name back at Poke Village? What about the village chief who couldn't even fucking speak English? How could I face that old bag now? Like a spiraling nightmare, all the memories of greatness came to me shrouded as doubt and flus. The failure of hunting Alatreon flashed in my mind.
Leave me alone!
It was a vicious cycle of accepting the quest, taking 103 antibiotics with a prescription, getting bodied, carting back, getting judged, and failing. It almost became a muscle memory chore of trying to get a miraculous run in, but it would just end in absolute failure. I failed at hunting this creature so many times that I had made parts of its armor just from the fighting scraps. I've made it this far in Iceborne. I could even see the finishing line, the view above this wall, and yet, ironically, I couldn't seem to reach it. So, I drank some 7-Up and signed up for another beatdown once more. But all the runs, it yielded the same results. Death, taxes, and me getting wrecked to the ever-judging eyes of the blazing black dragon. And boy did he judge. After losing to the Alatreon about 103 times or something, I had realized that I needed a break, and I decided to take the rest of the day off. Nah, bro, don't make me play this game again. Nah, bro.
Suffering.
But again, the failure of this hunt wouldn't allow me a peaceful night's rest. I woke up next morning and something happened. Something inside me just said, well, we're already at ground zero. We've lost a million times. We can't get any lore. We've only got one option. Let's cook. It didn't bother me anymore.
I didn't care anymore. I didn't care.
Whether I lived, carded, or fell to another judgment, my emotions became null. I wasn't expecting anymore. I treated it fairly as how I would treat any opponent, equal with respect and timing. And with every strike, my despair transfigured into the steps of hope. And as a dual blade user, that's a lot of hope. This was it. Now or never. With only one life remaining, this was either him or me. And what do you know?
Oh, wow, you did it! This hunt will go down in history.
Half an hour of experiencing emotions of pain, turmoil, tension, grief, joy, excitement, madness, and struggle. The wall that stood before me, which was too high to topple, now crumbs and ashes in the pages of monster hunting history. Taking Alatreon down at the time to me was not only a PvE challenge, but a testament to patience and the true virtue of every hunter out there. Any protagonist can taste dirt, but it's when he gets back up that's the proof of a hero. Ladies and gentlemen, that just proves the eternal struggle of man is something that's worth it after all. I slept like a child at night.